We are in the investment management business. I think we all want to be the best we can be. We want to be above average in this business. We want to get better. And one thing that we need to do is we need to embrace being wrong, right? So we like, how can you possibly get any better if you aren't acknowledging or trying to determine what your mistakes and weaknesses are? Now, this is going to be a multi-part series. I think there's multiple components to it, but I'm also a little bit reluctant to post it because I think these ideas are really self-evident. But I'm going to ask you, challenge yourself, say, when was the last time I actually did one of these things Brian is suggesting? All right, so the first thing I want you to do is I want you to think, what is the true point of your job function, right? So if you're an analyst, so it's like, well, I'm supposed to identify, which assets are going to outperform, which assets are going to underperform, so that I can create, a portfolio of assets that's going to, maximize the wealth for our clients. All right. The other thing I want you to think is, well, no matter how good you are at your job currently, or not how bad you are, or how much experience you have, or lack of experience are, there are things that you are doing that are positively and directly contributing to your success of that job function. At the same time, there are things that you're doing that are not adding value. They're negatively contributing to the point of your job function, right? I need you to acknowledge that this is the case. No matter how good or bad you are, there are things you're good at and there are things you are bad at, right? That's step number one, right? Number two is, again, this seems really kind of straightforward, but ask a mentor or a trusted colleague, ask someone who has a vested interest in your success. But I also want you to change your mindset, because there is a natural tendency when someone presents something negative about you is for you to be defensive, all right? So I want you to change your mindset. Say, hey, I'm going to learn something, and it's going to be something that I can directly improve for me to get better, right? So we turn it into a positive. Hey, this is a roadmap, a pathway for my improvement. Be honest with the person you're talking to. Say, look, I want you to tell me things that I'm doing that are not helping, because I want to be a more valuable contributor to this company. I want to get better. And then actually listen to what they have to say. Let's say you're working on a project and you're going to have to present it to somebody. Well, before you present it to the whole group, solicit some feedback from someone you trust, or someone, a small portion of this group. Ask them to think outside the box. Ask them to play the devil's advocate. Ask them, hey, what am I missing? Maybe you think you have it all, but you're just asking someone to kind of play what if here. Now, the idea is maybe what they have to say will be truly valuable, but maybe it won't be. And even when it's not valuable, it'll trigger something in your mind. Oh, you know what? That's not exactly what I was thinking, but it puts me on this other path, and this thing is going to be better because you have, inspired me to make a change here. Okay. The other thing is collaborate. So everyone says collaborate. Hey, let's get a team. Let's put, if you're good at this, you can do that. And if I'm bad at, I'm not so good at this, and I won't do that. But the other thing I want you to do is, when it's your strength, I want you to then mentor and teach the others so that their weaknesses improve. And if it's your weakness, I want you to say, hey, what part of this can I do, or how can you guide me so that I improve here? You want to share knowledge and ideas so everybody gets better. Everyone gets a boost to the value they're adding to the company. All right. Now, this is something I'm telling you to do on your own. The beautiful thing about this is if you start doing this and you inspire others to do it, then you really become a leader, even if you're a very junior person. The idea here is everyone becomes open to receiving ideas from anyone, right? Everyone's comfortable talking about both their successes and their failures, because there's no longer this defensive reaction to the failures. There's a massive jump in terms of collaboration improvements. People are willing to speak up. They're willing to take the initiative. They're willing to put themselves out there to say something crazy, right? It is you're trying something, you fail, you learn, you repeat, you get better and better and better over time. All right. So again, embrace being wrong. Next week, we will talk about kind of part 2 of this, but I really think you need kind of some roadmap for improvement and for increasing your value to a company.